The way I see the risk management change, how it's changed in recent years, is there's been a lot of consolidation on the producer's front, and they're the natural sell side to the market. And for markets to operate properly, there needs to be deep liquidity and fluidity to them. And when you reduce the number of participants on one side of the transaction, it changes the marketplace fundamentally in removing some of that liquidity. The challenges for the futures contract from a pure regulatory basis comes to the tariff situation. There's a dispute between Canada and the United States. They've put a tariff on Canadian lumber, and while the tariff itself just adds cost to the end product, it's the unknown of how big is it going to be, when's it going to be on, when's it going to be off. It adds an artificial unknown to the marketplace that doesn't allow the supply-demand factors to move the market where it should. Materials Exchange is simply a B2B e-commerce platform for buying and selling raw materials. The user interface, though, has the look and feel and functionality of a financial market. So the user interface, it allows the market to have price discovery. But after a match happens and a buyer and a seller are connected, it becomes commerce. We actually move wood or whatever the product is. So we just had our first transaction, and it was for a full semi-load of 2x4s that will be leaving the Port of Houston and heading to Central Texas. The lessons I learned, number one, is the power of technology. And if you try to stand in front of technology and not allow it to happen, you'll get run over. When I walked into the lumber pit with a computer on day one, there were about 25 traders in the pit. And they all held cards and wrote down things. And they laughed at me that, what am I going to do with this computer? In 18 months, there were about 8 guys in the pit, and 95% of the volume had gone to the electronic platform. It's been really exciting to have conversations with some of the forward-thinking companies that recognize, here's who's sitting at the table. Here's our workforce. What tools can we put in their hands to make them more successful, which in turn will make our company more successful? And when we show them Materials Exchange, they love it. We're looking at if it's ugly and hard to move around and not very sexy, that's a good product for us. We're looking at steel, at rebar. We're also looking at some non-traditionally traded markets that are new. For instance, recycled papers. Our technology is agnostic to the product that would go through it. We are a technology company, so if someone comes to us with a product, for sure, let's figure out how we can build a user interface and allow our technology to match up buyers and sellers.
This has been a production from John Lothian News.